Before the break, I asked you, we got into this conversation on yesterday because the Lakers have 10 players that's in their 30s, and the Celtics have 6 players that's in their 30s. And we talked about conditioning, and we were talking about, is it possible for someone in their 30s to get back into shape like they were when they were in their 20s?
No, that's not what the argument was.
What was the argument?
The argument was, I made the point that they aren't as a good shape as they are now, that they might be at the end of the year because they'll continue to get into better shape. That's the only thing I said.
So the 30-year-old guys are getting into better shape as the year goes on?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Doris, your take on that comment.
No, I mean, your prime years are when you're younger. You know what I mean? Like, once you get older, your body won't let you get into that kind of shape that you were in your younger days. It's physically impossible.
Well, here's the thing, Dorsey. The point I was trying to make is, and I gave the example several times yesterday, if I haven't been working out, or if I'm not in as good a shape as I want to be, and I'm running 5 miles now, if I continue to do that and I add something piece by piece, week by week, in 6 months I can run 10 miles.
Yes.
He said that's not possible.
That's not what I said is possible.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And I mean, we really, to bring this argument up is he's just going to change it and twist it.
Right.
I asked you several times yesterday, so you're telling me if I start out running 5 miles and I continue to work out, I can't run more? You said no, when you get a certain age, you can't do that. That's not true.
You could run forever, but you're not going to get in better shape. You're not going to get in better shape than you were in your prime, which was my point.
Okay. You switched the point then. I wasn't talking about that.
Well, that's what you think you do.
We were talking about the Lakers and the fact that they can get in better shape. The whole thing was about they're getting older and they can't play defense because they're getting older. I says, well, yeah, maybe by the end of the season they can be in better shape, but they can't.
Your comment about that, Dorsey. The Lakers can get in better shape later on in the season because they're over 30, but they're going to increase their workload to get in better shape. Just your comments on that comment that Doug just made.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very logical,
Okay.
Doug. I don't want to take your brother's side, but he makes a little more sense on this one.
Well, okay, all right.
And
it's fine.
Let's just leave it alone because this could ruin the rest of the show.
All right, let's not ruin the rest of the show. I'm used to you saying idiotic things, man.
Well,
So that's fine.
I'm glad there's another idiot in the studio that's trained all his life and still training that agrees with me.
Well, right.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Our producer, who's a Raider hater, says to ask you, who's got the worst organization, the Raiders or the Bengals? I find that question insulting, being a Raiders fan. The Raiders are a historic, legendary team.
I think they're neck and neck. Because if you look at Cincinnati, they'll take you right out of prison with shackles and you jump right on. They don't care. They'll take you. Your boy Al Davis is just senile. He'll change. Y'all might have 4 different head coaches next year and 6 different quarterbacks. He just does whatever, and it doesn't seem to make sense to anybody but him.
We're turning the corner, though, Doris.
I agree.
Of course, when you get 80-something years old, let's see if you're as sharp as Mr. Davis. you call him senile, but the man is like 100.
81.
What do you expect him to be?
You're right. I guess he's just being Al.
Al being Al.
Sporting News Radio, 2 Live Stews. Tired of defending the Raiders, man.
Yeah, but it's
a tough job.
We're getting in a better place, going 8-8 this year, having Hugh Jackson at the helm, calling the shots for the team. We're definitely in a better spot. A lot of talk this week, Dorsey, as we wrap things up right now in the Doghouse with 2 Live Stews. Very own Dorsey Levens hanging out on Sporting News Radio, former Green Bay Packer. A lot of talk about Jay Cutler this past weekend in the ball game, not finishing. A lot of guys came out and said, he quit. A lot of guys said, okay, well, the dude's got diabetes. He got to go about his things or his ways differently than the average injured person. What's your take on Jay Cutler from this past weekend?
I really have a hard time believing that he quit, that he just quit on his team. There's nothing in his history that would suggest that he's a punk. He's taken hit after hit.
Most sack quarterback this year in the National Football League behind the Bears line.
52 sacks.
52 sacks.
Exactly. And he never shut it down. I think the problem is, and people have been talking about it this whole week, is the perception. Mm-hmm. You didn't lay on the ground when you got hurt.
Didn't have crutches.
We don't know when you got hurt. You would think if you can't finish the game, you would think that you would be on the ground, on the field at some point in time, and the trainers would have to come out and look at you. And that never happened. With that being said, I don't think I think he was hurt. How hurt, I'm not really sure.
Come on, man. Give us something to send all the media outlets and say Dorsey Levens said this on the show.
I'm not going to give you that.
What'd you say?
That's what you said.
Yeah, that's what
And
you
so I
said.
got the two last dudes hanging out a little bit longer. Dorsey Levens, former Green Bay Packer. So what's your Dallas plans, man? You know we'll be there from Wednesday to Saturday. And I'm planning on, you know, I got a 13-month-old, almost 14 months. I got a pregnant wife right now. I'm planning on having fun. I'm planning on partying like it's 1999. You down?
I'm down, man. We'll party like we were in Cancun back in '97.
God.
Get it in like that.
I think about them Cancun trips.
Remember back when you didn't get a hangover?
Right. Just go.
Right.
Just go.
And you get up the next morning, everything was good. We do that now. We're gonna be in big trouble the next day. Big trouble. I tried it. Trust me.
Just don't have the energy.
Y'all didn't get hangovers from OE?
We were on that Jose Cuervo.
Right. We were
Cuban cigars.
Right. Drinking that tequila. Oh boy, those were the days.
The good old days.
The good old days, man. I mean, I'm not complaining now, but I mean, woo-wee.
Yeah, it sounds like you're complaining.
You remember the orgies, man? I mean, no, what I meant to say was, look at the time. We got to go, Doris. Thank you for coming by, man.